Yo, the Lakers versus the Pelicans definitely set the tone for the play-in tournament. Pelicans had their fans on an emotional roller coaster in this one. Both teams came out on fire. It's like neither team could miss. For this to technically be Zion's first playoff game, he did not fold under the pressure. Actually, he excelled tonight with 20 points in the first half alone, and the Pelicans definitely needed all 20 points because CJ McCollum and Brandon Ingram did not give Zion any help during this game. In the last 10 games of the regular season, McCollum averaged 26 points. But arguably in the most important game of the season, he decided to give the Pelicans 9 points. And Brandon Ingram wasn't any better as he finished with 11 points. The way those two played versus the Lakers, it's like they were scared to go against the Nuggets in the playoffs. They'll rather take their chances against the winner of the Warriors and Kings game in order to see if they can beat them to get the first round matchup against the Thunder. But besides those two, a few of the other role players definitely stepped up in order to help Zion out. The Lakers started the second half up by 10 points and they pushed it to an 18-point lead. At this point, I was thinking like, oh, here we go. It's about to be a blowout game. Lakers won. But then Zion decided to take matters into his own hands.
Amazing halftime number. Shot clock at 7. Look at this. Feet. Rebound Nance off the side. And Ingram corkscrews right in and tails on LeBron. The spin, the fake. Colorado. He's got 10. Finds Williamson. Good feed. Again, with a chance to tie inside. Zion Williamson.
Adding another 20 points to his stats and tying the game up late in the fourth quarter. But just as things started to look right and go good for the Pelicans, tragedy struck.
Williamson driving inside.
He is getting absolutely to his.
You saw him grimacing and in pain.
Well, he's headed to the locker room. We don't know the extent of the injury, but clearly not happy as he heads to the locker room here.
Zion went down with an unknown injury and the Pelicans had to finish the game without him. He still finished the game with an impressive stat line of 40 points and 11 rebounds. You could immediately tell the difference from when Zion was in the game versus when he left. The Pelicans kept it competitive for the final minute of the game, but at the end they just could not pull it off without Zion as the Lakers won 110 to 106. Shout out to the Lakers though, as they all play solid as a team, and I do think the Lakers are a tougher matchup for the Nuggets compared to the Pelicans, but you just can't help but to think if the results of this game would have been different if Zion stayed in the game. But it is what it is. At least the Pelicans aren't officially out. They still have another opportunity to make it into the playoffs as they play the winner of the Warriors versus the Kings. Hopefully Zion's injury wasn't anything serious and he's back and he's healthy, and maybe in that game he can get some help from McCollum and Brandon Ingram. If you were to tell me that the Warriors were going to lose to the Kings, I would have responded with, it's a possibility. But if you were to tell me without Kevin Huerter and Malik Monk, the Kings were going to beat the Warriors, I would have said there's no way. If you were to tell me Klay Thompson was going to shoot 0 for 10 in potentially his last game as a Warrior, scoring 0 points, I would have responded by asking you, are you crazy? But not only did all of those things happen, but the Kings proceeded to blow out the Warriors by 24 points. In my predictions earlier, I thought this was going to be the most entertaining, competitive, best game in the entire play-in. I don't even think what I just said made sense, but y'all get the point. I don't think anyone foreseen a blowout happening on either end. I predicted that the Warriors would win, and especially when this game started off with Draymond hitting a corner 3.
Warriors get the first possession. Draymond.
I was like, oh yeah. The Warriors about to turn up, but then they proceeded to turn down, all the way down. Curry led the Warriors with 22 points, and they did have a few other players in double-digit figures, but I can't get over the fact that Klay shot 0 for 10. I'm sure we all remember last year's playoff series as the Kings and the Warriors went to a Game 7. Every game was competitive, close, and entertaining. Even this year, they split the regular season record 2-2. So regardless of who you were rooting for, I'm sure we all anticipated this game to go down to the wire. Clearly, the Kings had other plans as they came out and played great as a team led by Keegan Murray with 32 points, along with help from Barnes, Sabonis, Ellis, and Fox. The Kings played great on both ends of the floor, shooting 46% from 3 and forcing the Warriors to turn the ball over 16 times, double the amount of times that they turned the ball over. But if the Kings play like how they played the Warriors, they'll easily get past the Pelicans Friday night, especially if Zion is still injured and not playing. But shout out to the Kings as they move on, and Warriors fans, this is definitely about to be an interesting offseason. But just in case if you missed my YouTube short that I made yesterday about the play-in predictions, that's why you need to turn on your post notifications so you won't miss out on any uploads. But I finished the night 1 for 2 as the Lakers Lakers beat the Pelicans, but the Warriors lost to the Kings. I still have the Hawks beating the Bulls and the Heat beating the 76ers, so we'll see how those games go. And as far as the Kings versus the Pelicans, I definitely have the Kings winning and taking that 8th spot to face the Thunder in round 1. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. As always, thank y'all for all of the support, and a special shout out to all of my subscribers. And since we're already on the topic, don't forget to subscribe yourself, like, share, and comment. Don't forget to turn on the post notifications. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time.